felt good, guys. Everyone, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We just got done with our first pass of the night. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna make our first pass of the night. See what we did. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we went a 178 with a 704 at 106. 704 at 106. So if you remember last weekend, we were in a 690 at 106, but we had a 17460 instead of that 17860. But anyway, guys, we got 106 mile an hour, and if you notice in the video, there was absolutely no breakup. That was 50% duty cycle that we had, the breakup that we had last week. So we got that part figured out, and we done a couple of things. Hold on. Alright, so we done a couple things to kind of try to figure out what happened last week. One of them is I went ahead and took the spark plugs out, replaced them with brand new ones. After that, we went out on the street, and because it was right before the 3-4 shift and the 4-5 shift on the drag strip, I took it on the street, I put it in manual mode, stuck it in 3rd gear, and I ran it all the way out to 7,600. No hiccups, no issues whatsoever. But another thing is we thought maybe it's hitting a limiter also. So since that worked out, when we come down here, we unplugged the ABS, because if you remember my second run, we turned down the boost and we unplugged the ABS. So we did two things. So tonight, Rob told me just to run with it all night with the ABS plug undone. That way I don't stand a chance of running into any limiter or any issues, hopefully. So far so good. 50% duty cycle. No issues. Last weekend, 50% duty cycle, we ran into that issue. The DA is 2,500. The humidity is up like it was last week, but the temperature is a little higher than it was last week. So I'm happy with that. We ran 106 mile an hour. That 60 foot we got to work on. To get these cars at 60 foot, you're going to have to put an MSD 2-step or a 2-step of some sorts on the car to get it to actually leave on boost. That way it will leave hard. We have the Maniac here back here with us again with his Mustang. We've got the wife. We got Cody. We got his dad with this sick SS. And look at this thing. I love these cars. All right, guys, so we're going to let it cool down just a little bit, and we're gonna make another pass. And we are turning it up. We have turned up the boost. I think the last pass was right around 8 pounds of boost. I had my arm sets right here, so it's hard to see the boost controller. So this run, once I start going down the back end of the track, I'll try to drop it for a second and then pull it back up. We was on 70% duty cycle, so I'm gonna look at the boost. We might have the boost up a little too high than what we need. We might need to back it down just a little bit. All right, so that was a 687 at 109 with a 17360. So I did 109 mile an hour, and I'm gonna go back and watch the video, send the log off, and see what happens. All right, guys, there was a pretty bad wreck. So they had the track closed down for the most of the time. So I did go and look at the log, and we are on 93, no additive. pull timing. So we've actually backed it back down to 60% duty cycle from 70. That was about right at 11.5 pounds of boost when it did what it did. And my first run, I looked at the log on it. It was adding timing the whole way down the track. And on that last run, it was actually pulling timing. So that tells me it wasn't happy. It's not happy with the fuel. It's 93 octane. It is what it is. We've got to get it on E85. I wish it was cooler air to see what it would actually run on, you know, in good air on lower boost. You know, like say 9 pounds, 9.5, 10 pounds, or right around that area. I would love to see what it would do on lower boost in good air. But unfortunately, it's either I'll wait on good air and leave it alone, or I go ahead and put a fuel system in it and go from there. I think the 60 foot suffered, but the rest of the run was really good. So guys, that's just something we're gonna have to get the two-step. We're gonna have to be able to leave on boost. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
So 701 at 107 with a 175/60. So guys, one thing I want to show you guys, look at my cylinder head temp 189, my inlet air temp 85 degrees, trans temp 189. If this was a supercharged positive displacement car, right now my temps would be crazy. So guys, we're gonna see if I can get another pass or not and go from there. But yeah, if I could get that damn 60 foot down, that mile per hour was there. I've been 680 with a 1.560 in another car at 104. My mile per hour is there, man. That 60 just, and it's fun to shut second.
We want to get this hot lap in.
That's what I'm trying to do. We're going to try to get a little harder launch out of her.
Good, guys.
Quarter mile.
Oh, God.
E85, two-step, axles, drive shaft, and we are going to send this damn thing to the moon. I'm not going after times right now because I can't get the car to 60 foot. But basically what I'm doing, I'm logging for Rob, which I gotta stop that. I'm logging for Rob, getting Rob a lot of data, tweaking everything and getting everything right with the car. Even though we're gonna go E85, having the 93 tune dialed in helps out a lot. Let's see what we did. All right, guys, so 17160, a 694 at 107. So I pulled the 60 foot down. The car is wanting to go. We need the timing. We need E85 so we can feed this damn thing some timing and go. But guys, that was a hell of a run. That felt good.
Made a hell of a pass that round.
Yeah, it did. All right, guys, really quick, I want to go over a couple things that you guys have been asking me about, and I kind of talked about in the video. A couple of you have reached out and asked me what type of timing I'm seeing on 93 pump gas going down a drag strip with the twin turbo kit at different boost levels. So since in this video I talk about it was adding timing, it was liking on this run, it was pulling timing on this run, I kind of wanted to go over what that timing was for you guys. So on the first run, we were running 8 pounds of boost. We ran 16 to 17 degrees of timing and the upper RPM. So it did good on that run. On the second run, we went from 50% duty cycle up to 70% duty cycles, trying to hit around 10 pounds of boost. We ended up hitting 11-ish pounds of boost. The car didn't like it. It was only running between 11 to 13 degrees of timing. Every once in a while, it would try to blip the timing up. While looking at the log, I could see every once in a while the car would try to blip the timing up. It would see positive knock and it'd pull the timing right back down. So once I seen that in the run, and also it cut out on me just a little bit when it hit around 11 pounds of boost and the upper RPM. So I actually, during the rest of the run, I actually pulled back the throttle just a little through the rest of the run because I didn't know what was going on. Looked at the log, sure enough, only 11 to 13 degrees of timing. It was pulling timing. It was not liking it. So I knew from there we was not going to run that boost level again the rest of the night. So we backed it down to 60% duty cycle, and we hit around 9.2, 9.3. I think I see 9.5 at one point on the boost controller. But most of the runs around 9.2 PSI. So it was running 15 to 16 degrees of timing during that run. We spun a little bit in second. I kind of had to pull back off the throttle on that run. So I decided to go ahead and run it back. It was late at night. We had you hear me talk about a wreck in the video. The guy's okay, a pretty nasty wreck after my second run. And they actually had to track down to 11:30 and they closed at midnight. So after I made the one pass, I had to pull right back around. And you actually hear me talking about in the video how low my temperature was, my IATs was. And that, you know, had that been like a positive placement car, like my Roush car, or even my GT500, those temperatures would not have been that low, and I wouldn't want to run. I wouldn't have wanted to hot lap, but the car would have slowed down drastically. But that's the beautiful thing with turbos. As long as the temperatures are all looking good, you can make another pass. It's all good. I've actually seen a couple people with twin turbo cars make lap after lap and not do a thing to it. But guys, we had about a 5-minute window between the third pass and the very last pass, so we left the boost alone. We knew it was good there, so we went ahead and concentrating on trying to make it leave harder out of the hole. I leaned pretty good on the stock torque converter with foot brake and got my 60 foot down to a 171. We went a 171 with a 694 at 107, almost 108 mile per hour, and on a 9 pounds of boost. So guys, that did really good, and we're 15 to 16 degrees of timing again. The car is doing extremely well. I know that I'm going to have to get a 2-step on it. We're going to have to get it in the boost since we don't have a stall. We're going to have to get it in the boost to get it to leave hard and get my 60 foot down. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up, had that 60 foot been a 1.5 60 foot, the car would have ran 6.5, 6.6 on 9 pounds of boost. So I'm very pleased with the car. The car's doing great. You got to remember, we are still full weight interior. I haven't taken anything out of the car. Stock K member, 315 gears. So basically all the car has in it is a twin turbo kit with injectors, fuel pump, and catback and tire. That's it. Everything else on the car is stock. I'm going to be running Torco from now on out. I'm not going to be running pump 93. I wanted to run pump 93 for you guys because if I would have put Torco in from the beginning, or boosting from the beginning, it would have added more timing, because Coyotes will add timing when they're happy, depending on where your tuner sets the cap. So the car would have been adding more timing than it would have if I had really good 93 in it, and I didn't want to give you guys kind of false numbers of what the car can do on pump gas. So from now on out until I go E85, we're going to be running with either boosting or Torco, so I can make sure that everything's happy. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.